Hello and welcome to my very first speed clean of 2021. We are doing a speed clean and undecorate with me. I am Ree from mommyof4.com, and in today's video I'm getting my house de-Christmas-ified, because that is totally a word. We're packing away all of Christmas for a lovely, clean, fresh start for January 2021. I cannot wait. Let's do this. Now my house is looking a bit of a Christmas birthday mishmash mess because my daughter's birthday is just after Christmas. So we're kind of in a very festive mess, big mess, and I've just had enough. I cannot wait to get it all sorted and down and clear. So let's get on with it. All of these bits and pieces, all our Christmas jumpers, Christmas bedding, it's all going. It's all getting packed away, and I'm going to show you how to do that and some hacks along the way too. So I'm going to start by taking down the birthday bunting. We use this same reusable bunting for every birthday, and it just goes away in a birthday box full of kind of candles and birthday cards and things in my office. Now the Mickey and Minnie, the Christmas Mickey and Minnie, they're going away too. All the Christmas toys are going away. It's really nice because in this house we've actually got an attic to put things in, which I shall talk about more in a second. This is the box that my princess Christmas decorations came in. So yes, this year we had the Disney princess, look how cute they are, decorations that I've wanted forever, pretty much since I've had children. And I decided to keep the box because it was a really good way to store them. So when you're buying your Christmas decorations, like I guess later this year, if you're buying any new ones, look at the box they come in. If it's a suitable box, keep it. Like this one, because they're sort of perfectly formed to protect them. And if not, we've got lots of other ways to store Christmas decorations, as I'll show you. Now these were our Christmas tree baubles that had chocolates in them. Not all of them have been eaten. So we're taking the chocolate balls that haven't been eaten and putting them in this little clippy box that lives in the kitchen. And then the children can have some of those to treat every now and again. And then the little ball things I will use for Easter, and we use them for Halloween. Now onto bauble storage. This is a specific bauble box. I've not had one of these before. As we moved house, I almost said this year, I guess it was last year now, we did have new Christmas decorations for Christmas last year, 2020, to match our new house in silvers and pinks. And I did buy these bauble storage boxes to store them properly. Now make sure as you're putting things away, anything that's broken like this, don't store it. Get rid of it, bin it, recycle it, wherever it needs to go, but don't pack away any broken ornaments because it's just not worth it, guys, because it will just annoy you when you get them out this year. Isn't that weird? Christmas is later this year. Can't get my head around that at all. Anyway, we're putting all of the baubles away from this tree. Now, if you have been around on my channel for a while, then thanks for coming back and watching another video. If not, also, first, obviously subscribe. Please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified because I do post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 PM. And let me show you what I'm going to do with this wrapping paper tube innard thing before I explain about the trees and the extension and all the things. Now, I'm taking down the lights. Our Christmas lights go on these smart plugs, which I will link below. And in fact, all our kind of off-center lighting and lots of things in our home go on smart plugs and things. I have got a video about how I use our smart home. I will link that below too. So I saved this wrapping paper tube thing. I put a slit in one end and tucked the end of the lights into it. And now I'm wrapping the lights round and round and round the wrapping paper in a tube thingy, because then when, later this year, I get the decorations back out to put the tree back up, then they won't be all tangled and it won't be a total flipping nightmare. So be kind to future you and consider the nightmare that tangled tree lights will be for future you, and do this before you put them away. It takes a couple of minutes, but it's so much easier in the long run. Trust me, I did it last year, and then putting the tree lights up this year was easy peasy. So anyway, what was I saying before I went off on a total tangent about tree lights? I know what it was. I was talking about our extension and how we haven't had our house in a non-Christmas way. But I'm going to have to get back to that after I explain about these bags. These bags I will link below, and they are what I use to store our Christmas tree in. So last year we took our tree down in our old house, and then The tree was actually the first thing to move into our new house because my husband was doing it at the house, and I thought, you know what, I'm not storing the tree in our old house when we will need to put it up in the new house come Christmas 2020. So the tree came over. Now we have an attic in the new house, and we had obviously an attic in the last house, but we had it as rooms, so we didn't have any attic storage. So it was nice to have the rooms as space, as functional space, but then there wasn't anywhere to really hide anything. I had like a Christmas wardrobe in my office where I had to stash things like the Christmas tree. So now it is such a treat actually to have an attic that we can just throw things into, things like Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, and store things out of the way. So that is really, really nice. So I'm putting the tree away, and it's the first time that we will have a non-Christmas finished house, because if you followed along our journey, we did an extension. I say we, my husband built an extension. He started in September, and he built the extension, which we will go into shortly in this video. And the extension, as soon as it was finished, we put the tree up. So we have not had our house like ready with all the space that we now have without all these Christmas trees and things. Also, around the Christmas period, just before Christmas, we had the sofas delivered, and so it used to be where this tree is. Once upon a time, Sarah, we had the table there, and everything was very squashed in. So I cannot wait to clear all the space, clear the trees away, and just have our house as it is supposed to be, clean and clear. Now, I don't like to vacuum properly until after I've wiped down the surfaces, but there were so many bits all over the floor that had fallen off the tree that they would have been trampled all through the house if I hadn't done this little interim cleanup. Now I'm folding up the blankets. A lot of you suggested, why don't I use the puffy to put blankets in, and you're flipping geniuses. But the only problem is, 2 blankets don't fit terribly well. As you see, it's not shutting properly. So 1 blanket fits nicely, 2 not so much. But never mind, it's nothing perfect. Right, onto balloons. I'm trying my best to just snip them right at the end so they don't burst. And some of them are just going down really quietly, and some of them are going off in my face like a gunshot and making the girls laugh. And I've got my husband in the background going, that's not how you do it, making a mess. And it's like, well, you could do it yourself if you like, darling. But I'm doing it, and I'm doing my best. Never mind. Anyway, we're just trying to get rid of all the balloons. Some of them have got confetti in them, so I'm trying not to burst those so they explode, but it's not going, terribly well. The girls are enjoying all the confetti. I mean, me, not so much. But let's vacuum it up. Also, can we just note that my vacuum cleaner is in dire need of emptying, which I will do in a second, do not panic, because it's chocker full. I cannot believe how much muck my vacuum cleaner sucks up every time I clean. I empty it several times over. I don't know where all the mess comes from. I honestly don't. I clean a fair amount, and still every time I use the vacuum cleaner, it's like, wow, that is a lot of stuff. Right, now to clear up Bella's birthday cards. She likes to keep those, so I'm putting them in a little folder for her. Pink is her favourite colour, so she's got a pink folder full of her precious birthday cards, and we don't need the Happy Birthday Bella letterboard out anymore, so that's going back in my office. We're going to vacuum up some of the birthday confetti, which is just everywhere. Vacuum up a little bit of dust off that speaker. Put away the Christmas cards. They can go out of the way, so everything can have a blooming good dust. How cute is that Zara made in school? Okay, now let's dust these surfaces. So I'm just going to use a bit of Method multi-surface cleaner and a microfiber cloth and wipe down this Calyx unit. This unit's so handy. We could probably find some more attractive furniture to go underneath the TV, but it's just so helpful. We mostly use it to store toys. And if you caught our Christmas vlog, you will have noticed that before Christmas Day, I emptied 4 boxes on this unit. And then as the children were opening their presents, they put their gifts into their own box. It just stopped the house being utterly overwhelming on Christmas morning. And that, by the way, is an acrylic tissue box, which we've always got running noses. Even if no one's ill, my nose runs round the clock, round the year. So we have to have tissues to hand, and those tissue boxes are just marginally more attractive than normal tissue boxes. No, we fill them. I have decided it was annoying me that the buffet wasn't shutting properly, so I've taken the pink throw out, straightened the cushions. Now let's vacuum a bit more. Get some of the bits off the floor, vacuum all around the edges. It's just, I was feeling a bit drained today, like, can I really do this? As you know, I've been rather under the weather, but I just felt this needed doing. I don't know how you guys have felt this year, but I was ready to take Christmas down from Boxing Day. I don't know whether it's because we've all been cooped up in the house, or I just really want a fresh start, or because I was looking forward to having our house normal with the extension for the first time since we had it. I don't know, but I think a lot of you have kind of messaged me and things, have said you felt the same way this year. I was honestly ready to take all the Christmas stuff down on Boxing Day. I was ready for a clear house, not ready for the ordeal that was having to actually do it, because let's face it, it's a lot of work, but I was ready for it to be done. But then Bella really wanted the tree up still for her birthday, and then that was so close to New Year, it seemed mad to take it down before New Year, so it is New Year's Day, and I'm just like, yes, I haven't really got the energy for it, but let's find the energy, because this needs doing. I need it done now. I need everything to feel clear. I feel like I just want this fresh start without any clutter, or, you know, because I've really enjoyed having all the Christmas stuff up, but I'm done. I'm done. It's time for it to go. So I'm just getting rid of all the last bits on the floor, and I can put the little pink sofa where it's actually designed to go, which is the Christmas tree was there, and then the pink sofa was blocking the door. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to wipe down the toy kitchen, which the girls adore, and then I'm going to put the little white table by the toy kitchen so they can play kitchens and cafes and things like that, which they love doing, and then hopefully all that toy kitchen mess will be contained in that corner, fingers crossed. When we have put that little table over there by the door, which we did briefly before, they really enjoyed just sitting there. It's just a nice bright space to sit, so I'm going to pop that table there, going to go and grab the seats that go with the table. These little table and chairs are from IKEA. They're brilliant. They're good for indoors or outdoors. So I'm popping those there. And then next, vacuuming, where I moved the pink sofa out of the way in order to take down the Christmas stuff. So you can see that I've got the bags behind the sofa that I'm going to take out into the hall, and they are going to be heading up the attic. So I'm just trying to move everything, all of Christmas, out into the hall, and then I will take it all upstairs and they can go into the attic. So vacuuming behind the sofa as well while I've got it out. I have, believe it or not, already emptied that vacuum cleaner since I last said I need to empty the vacuum cleaner. Look how full it is already. I mean, you know, how dirty was my house? Seriously, seriously dirty, full of fluff and gunk. So that is our living room with a bit more space in it. So all the Christmas cards and the clutter have gone. And look how much more spacious it is without the tree. I don't really know, I love the tree, but I am loving the space. Just, it's making me feel happy and just lighter, and yeah, I'm thrilled. Right, so next I need to take down the Christmas wreath, but I do need your idea, guys. What should I put there? I've got that hook. I don't really want to take the hook down. What should I put there instead of a Christmas wreath? I'm thinking of getting a fake flower wreath. Would that look good instead of my Christmas wreath? It's like a spring thing. Okay, now to put away some shoes. For some reason, when my children go out the garden, they like to leave their shoes by the back door, not in their shoe storage, which is really annoying. I've just cleared away 3 pairs of Bella's shoes. Honestly, one child, 3 pairs of shoes by the back door. She only has 1 pair of feet. Why does she need 3 pairs of shoes? I don't know. Anyway, I'm now putting away these little Christmas parcel present things. Do not forget, guys, to take out the batteries before you put things away, because otherwise they might leak and just go all yucky and gunky while they're in storage, and then things won't work the following year, which is this year. Still can't get my head around that. Okay, so now we're going to take down all the bits from what I call the skinny tree. So we had the big tree and the skinny tree. They were my differentiations. The big tree had princesses and Star Wars on it. It was a Disney tree. And the skinny tree had ballerinas, and both of them were pink and silver. So taking down all the decorations off the skinny tree, popping them into my Christmas bauble box. I've had to close the curtains in case you're wondering why, because the sun is streaming in and you wouldn't actually be able to see anything at all. So these Christmas bauble box thingies have these layers, and then you just put the layers in these little separators, and then they stop everything getting all broken, I guess. I'm quite pleased with them. They weren't expensive. I will link them below. So I'm taking all the decorations off, all the round baubles are going in the bauble boxes, all the ballerinas and things I'm going to wrap up, because I bought those separately. So whereas the princesses came in like a big set and I put them back in that nice box, all the ballerinas and the ballet shoes and things I bought from various places separately, so they didn't come in like a nice display box to protect them. So I will be wrapping them up in some wrapping that came from something I bought on Amazon but I just saved. So while you're getting deliveries before Christmas, it's worth hanging on to any wrapping that looks sort of quite good, like bubble wrap or soft foamy stuff or whatever, to wrap up any decorations that aren't going to fit in like something like a box. So just taking the last of the decorations off the tree before tackling the lights, and I've got another length of that, what's it called, like the tubing that goes in wrapping paper? Is that what it's called? Wrapping paper tubing, wrapping paper sticks? I don't know. What's it called? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, popping all the decorations onto the table to just finish packing away. I've actually got 2 of these bauble boxes. So I filled the first box already. I'm gonna fill the second box as much as possible, and then I'm gonna layer the ballerinas and stuff on top of it. This little white tree thing I bought, I was gonna say this year, I bought it last year, just before Halloween. We had it as a Halloween tree with like pink, black and orange baubles on it, which was kind of fun. And then as soon as we took the Halloween decorations down, we're like, wow, this year's been so tough, let's get straight to Christmas. So we actually put the Christmas decorations up in November, which is probably why I'm sick of Christmas now. Maybe that's why. Right, I'm going to take the lights down. Now I've learned a little lesson here. I couldn't find the end of it. So there's 2 ends of lights on there. There's the plug end and the other end. I couldn't find the other end, the non-plug end, and then I tried to wind it up with the plug end, but because I always put it on from the plug end, if the plug is the first bit to go on, then it needs to be the first bit to come off. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense right here? So basically, I wind up, no, let's get this right. I'm confusing myself. I am totally confusing myself. Need to find the non-plug end to take off the tree first, because then the plug end is the first bit to go back on the tree. I've still got COVID brain fog, you have to excuse me. But basically I couldn't find the end, tried it with the plug end first, that was disastrous, started again. So what I do is I tuck the non-plug end into the wrapping paper, wind it round and round and round and round, and then you end up with the plug as the last bit to go onto the wrapping paper tube, and then therefore at Christmas, which we've established is later this year, the plug end will be the first bit to go on the tree. Has that made any sense, or am I talking rubbish? Not entirely sure. So I'm taking the top of the tree off as I'm taking the lights off, just to make it a bit easier to manage. I keep finding baubles that I've forgotten to take off the tree, like stuck in the tree. It's driving me mad. They're everywhere. These lights are slightly different lights. They're like a beaded light in the string, so they're slightly different to the other lights. But then I've now got both sets of lights, and you see they're slightly different, but they are ready for next Christmas. They are ready. Right, so I've got another one of these bags. I used to use these bags to store bedding in on top of the children's wardrobes in the old house, but now we've actually got 2 Christmas trees, not 1 Christmas tree. They are 4 Christmas trees. And then what I actually do is when the Christmas trees are up, they're a good place to hide Christmas gifts before they're wrapped. Just saying. Now, I've got these little screw thingies that need to go onto the base of the tree, and I do not want to lose for next Christmas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them in a little sandwich bag, and I'm going to attach them to the base, because without those little screw thingies, the tree won't work. And there's nothing more annoying than losing something like that. So you could tape them to the base or whatever, just make sure they're attached somehow so you do not lose them, because that would be so annoying. Tree skirts, also Christmas 2020 was the first time I had tree skirts. I really like them, really pleased with them, and I'm actually putting them away with the corresponding trees. So this is the funny foamy stuff I told you about that I saved from some packaging. It's really easy to rip, so I'm literally just ripping off a little length and wrapping the ballerina decorations up in it, and also the Star Wars ones because they didn't come in the box. So any decorations that came loose, I'm wrapping up in this stuff, and I'm popping it in the top section of this bauble box. As long as these bauble boxes are kind of stuffed up to the lid, then everything stays tidy. Whereas if you can see, the bauble box closest to you is only half full of baubles, so if you picked it up by that handle and you didn't stuff the top of it, everything would kind of come loose and into a mess as soon as you carried it, which is really, really annoying. So I'm using some of these boxes to store the other bits. I'm not going to take the batteries off the lights. Those are really nice stackable boxes. I will link those below too. I'm now carrying all of this stuff into the hall. So everything gets moved into the hall and then I'll lug it all up the stairs later on. Now vacuuming again and just getting rid of all the glitter. There's so much glitter. Those little presents and things, so pretty, but just so much glitter, just shedding glitter everywhere. Glitter, glitter, all over my floor. So vacuuming up as much as possible. This, the skinny Christmas tree didn't seem to shed as much physical tree as the big Christmas tree. Not sure why, considering the big Christmas tree is, I don't know, 15 years old or something, so you would have thought it would stop shedding by now, but that seemed to drop a lot more bits than the skinny Christmas tree did. The skinny Christmas tree was also easier to take apart because it was in less pieces. It was just, whereas the big Christmas tree obviously had lots of separate branches and things. And also having to wipe out this basket that I've been using for sorting. Lots of people ask me why I have so many baskets stacked in my laundry room. Because I use them for sorting things, carrying things room to room, as well as laundry. Just wiping over the table because that's been in a right mess with all the Christmas decorations on it. I will also link the plastic table covering thing that I have got for over the top of the table, because lots of people ask me about that, because my husband varnished down the table and I would think it looks so much better like that than when we have like a different, like a coloured plastic table covering. I thought about getting glass for the table, but the plastic is so durable, so easy to clean, you don't get any gunk underneath it, and obviously the children can't smash it. So that is our extension, which we now call our dining room, finished and not full of Christmas for the first time since it's been finished, which I'm really, really thrilled about. Now to take down this last wreath, which is in the hall. Again, any ideas as to what I can hang there at the bottom of the stairs on the hanger thing instead of a wreath, I'm open to. Now this wreath bag is a little bit of a fail. I bought a wreath bag for our Halloween wreaths that were the right size, and then I bought this wreath bag. I couldn't reorder the original one because they were out of stock. Ordered one that I thought was the right size. It was absolutely massive because I obviously didn't look at dimensions. So I managed to fit that funny Christmas bauble tree thing in it as well. I'm now carrying all of the stuff up the stairs. It is hard to believe how much Christmas stuff we have had in our house. No wonder the house felt full. Look at all the stuff, honestly. There's so much of it. Some of this stuff has come from the laundry room. It's our freshly laundered Christmas clothing, bedding, pyjamas, because I do not see the point in leaving all that stuff in with our normal rest of the year stuff and just causing clutter. I figure I may as well get it all up the attic now that we have an attic, get it out of the way, and then our day-to-day lives will feel less cluttered and it will feel more special when we get it out. I keep wanting to say next year, but this year, at the end of this year, for Christmas. Are we nearly there yet, getting all the stuff out? Yes, nearly there, nearly there. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at all the stuff I have to sort. Ugh, hashtag overwhelm. Oh dear, and oh, there's so much of it. So much of it. At this point, I absolutely want to give up. I just want to cry and go to bed, but I can't go to bed because there's so much stuff on my bed. So the stuff that's ready to go up the attic, my darling Bella is helping me move into Zara's room, just so I've got a little bit of space to work. I'm emptying out some of the wrapping paper that is for birthdays as opposed to for Christmas, to keep on the ground floor, and actually putting the Christmas wrapping paper into this suit hanger. And I was going to hang it in a wardrobe, but to be honest, it's so full. I'm going to transfer that into a plastic box. Now I've got one spare of these bag thingies, and I'm going to fill it with some Christmas bits to put up the attic because it's easier. And I don't know if you do this, but I often do. I end up kind of trying things in certain things and then trying them in other things. So I thought, no, I'll use the pink bag for that. No, I won't. I'm going to use it for something else. So the wrapping, the Christmas wrapping that isn't in long tubes, like cards, Christmas tags, bows, things like that, I'm putting in this storage box with a clippy lid. These storage boxes came in a pack of 3, and I will link those below. So I'm going to store in this box just Christmas things. I'm going to have to label it because it's like a hybrid of Christmas things. So I've got Christmas headbands and head clips, things like that, Christmas wrapping, and I'm also going to put the Christmas toys in there as well because it's like a sealable box, so that should be fine. I've taken out the children in need stuff, which also needs to be stored somewhere, and that can go in a separate box. So that's a box ready to go. And do you know what? I'm going to whip up my label maker, which I will link below. and I'm going to prep myself a label. Now, the only thing about this label maker I didn't realise till after I bought it, you have to buy the charger for the label maker separately, so I will link the charger as well. Other than that, I mean, you can put batteries in it, but that would drive me nuts because you can't just, you know, batteries run out, don't they? So it was much easier to have a charger for me. So I'm making myself a little label that says, what does it say? Let's see if we can read it. It says Christmas wrapping, headbands and toys. There we go. I'm going to stick that on the box. So once that box is labelled, we can move on to vacuum packing. Now, I bought these bags for vacuum sealing Christmas bits. I will link the bags below. So all the Christmas bedding for the children, I don't put Christmas bedding on our bed, but I put it on the children's bedding. They have, you know, like Christmas, one of them's like a Christmas scene, one of them's Christmas penguins, Christmas ballet dancers, whatever. But there is no point in clogging up their bedrooms because I store their bedding in their bedrooms. So it's easy to change, you know, easy to know where to grab it. But the Christmas stuff, what's the point clogging up their rooms? So how satisfying is this, by the way? There we go. Vacuum sealing, sucking all the air out. And I know that that will be nice up the attic because the attic's very, very cold. You don't want anything going damp and icky. So vacuum sealing is a really good way to store things. Not only does it save a load of space because you're sucking all the air out, but it does keep things nice. So these are Christmas jumpers, Christmas dresses, Christmas t-shirts. What is the point in leaving them cluttering up our wardrobes when they could be stored out of the way? And Christmas pyjamas as well, because we're not going to want to wear Christmas pyjamas until Christmas. And the other thing that I find really nice about putting things away, I have done lots of videos about like seasonal wardrobe swap and things, is when it comes time to get this stuff back out, rather than it just being kind of like there all year in the way and then you start wearing it again, it's almost like you've got a whole new wardrobe of stuff. So they will have forgotten about all these Christmas bits by the time I bring them back out at the end of the year for Christmas. And they'll be like, oh, look at all these lovely things, and it will be pleasant. So that's what I enjoy about swapping things over. It's a bit of a task, it's a bit of a faff, but I enjoy the extra space it affords me through the year. And then, like, you know, when the sun comes around and I bring out my summer clothes, I'll be like, oh, look at all these. It's like having a whole new wardrobe. So it's a nice treat. A gift to my future self again. So I think is this the last bag of Christmas bits? I'd already washed most of the stuff, gathered it all together and put them in those like separate bags just to keep it all together and ready for when it was time to de-Christmasify everything. And I just wanted to make sure that I gathered everything up and left everything out so it could all go away together. Those things are a bit like bricks when you finish taking the air out, but never mind. This is nothing to do with Christmas, by the way, that just needs doing. These are like angled pillows. I used to use them for breastfeeding and stuff, but they're quite good for propping people up if they're like under the weather. And those are cushion innards. When I bought some cushion innards, I didn't need all of them. So I'm going to vacuum seal those as well and put them away because they're just in my way. So while I've kind of got a spare vacuum bag and while I've got the vacuum cleaner out, I'm going to do that as well. So this is absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, but it just needed doing. So I don't know, I still find that so satisfying to watch all that being sucked down. Anyone else, or is that just me? So now these bits need to go up the attic. That's the vacuum stuff. That's the wrapping paper that I did swap into a box so that it didn't go yucky up the attic. I was going to hang the suit carrier in a wardrobe and I thought, no, this is insane. Suit carrier perhaps would go damp, so I've popped them in a plastic box instead. All of these bits, these are the Christmas trees, the wreaths, the decorations, they all need to go up the attic. Do you know what? I have worked my backside off so far today, so I'm going to call my husband and my teenager and I'm going to ask them to put this stuff up the attic for me because I am exhausted. So now downstairs, and we've got a little job to do in my organisation station, which needs swapping over. I need to swap over my this month and next month. I need to change my letterboard and I need to update my shopping list. So let's start with the letterboard. It's not Bella's birthday anymore, so let's take that off. I really don't know what to say. What is a good message for putting on my letterboard on the 1st of January? Something I don't have to change straight away. I want it to be inspirational, I want it to be motivational, but I must admit I'm getting pretty tired now and I'm running out of brain power ideas. So I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it super simple. If you are arranging a letterboard, one thing I would suggest is you don't press it in until you've got everything arranged where you want it. There you go. See, told us keep it simple. Happy 2021. What could be better than that? Let's be happy in 2021. So I'm just cleaning off my organisation station boards. These are printables and some photo frames and some whiteboard pens. And I've got a blog post that links all of this stuff, and I shall link it below. So I'm just using a little bit of the Method multi-surface and a microfiber cloth to get this off, but if there are any more stubborn bits, then you can always use a little bit of magic eraser to get that off. So I'm just writing on what we've got this month and next month coming up, just some key dates. I do use a paper planner for planning like work and stuff. I've got digital calendars that sync with my family, so we've got like really specific things going on. But these are just like a general overview of what's coming up, just to kind of keep it front of mind, and that's in the kitchen. I'm also going to write what I need on my shopping list. Dishwasher tablets, the only things we're desperado for, so I'm popping those on. And that is my organisation station sorted.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have liked this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Latest video is here. Another video you may enjoy from my channel is just down here. 2021 is going to be amazing, guys. Happy New Year.